We're being told that there's a powerful explosion and gunfire that has taken place there. That's the breaking news coming in at this point. According to reports, security forces have been targeted as well, and Pakistani forces, their vehicles have been blown up, and this massive explosion has been caught on camera. That's CCTV footage that you can see of that blast that has taken place in Quetta. We have a powerful explosion that we're being told that has taken place in that area, and gunfire, and according to reports, security forces have been targeted there. You can see that vehicle that has been blown up on your screen there. Aditya Rajkol joining me on the phone line. Aditya, what initial details can you share with us at this point? We can see a massive blast that has been caught on camera there.
Well, that's right. A massive attack has happened at the Frontier Corps headquarters in Quetta in Balochistan. Frontier Corps is the main, force that has been responsible for security deployment all across Balochistan and has been targeting, innocent civilians there. And there has been a grievance of the Baloch, rebels as well as the Baloch activists that the Frontier Corps has been occupying their land. And that's why a major, blast has happened. This could be a suicide bombing or in fact an IED blast. And immediately after the blast, there has been some shooting and reports of an encounter between the Pakistani forces and some 4 to 5 fighters. Are these Baloch rebels or is this the TTP? Will be clear perhaps in the next few minutes. As of now, what we know is that 4 people have been killed in this attack and at least 15 more are injured. So as of now, it's a very fluid situation. There is an encounter, gunfire that can be heard immediately after the blast that happened at the Frontier Corps headquarters, and there is a patient shop there where, of course, the security forces have rushed in that area. The entire area has been cordoned off by the Pakistani security forces. We are waiting for more details as to who really is responsible for it. The death toll could increase. There are some reports that the death toll have increased to 8. We'll wait for the official confirmation on that. But the Frontier Corps headquarters in Quetta, Balochistan has been attacked. It's a major attack that has been captured on the cameras. Visuals on the screen clearly describing the extent of the damage that would have possibly gone there. There could have been some civilian casualties also, but a very massive blast taking place in Quetta of Balochistan at a time when the Pakistani Prime Minister and Asim Munir, the Pakistan Army Chief, have been engaged in a dialogue with the US. And here in Balochistan, the crisis continues to unfold with a major rebellion by the Baloch rebels, as well as activists who are demanding accountability from the Pakistan government. They've been also saying that there needs to be release of the people who have been enforced disappearances that have happened over the last many years. There's a peaceful, protest that's been underway from Mehrang Baloch and others. But as of now, a massive attack taking place. As I said, it could be either the Baloch rebels, the BLA, or the TTP that could be responsible for it. And immediately after the blast, there seems to be an encounter that's underway. And the Frontier Corps and the Pakistan Army seems to be the main target of whoever has launched this massive attack. Quetta, the capital of Balochistan, has been, one central focal point for the Baloch rebels and the TTP to launch attacks over the last many years. But in the last 2 to 3 years, the extent of the damage and the attacks have only increased. So these visuals giving you a glimpse of the extent of the massive explosion that has occurred. It seems to be an IED explosion, but could be a suicide bombing as well, which has been a case that has continued over the last 2 to 3 years in Balochistan.
I just want to talk to you about how this is not the first blast that we're seeing in this month itself as well, Aditya. There was another one earlier this month that had taken place in this restive area that you're talking about. So tension really prevailing there. This time we believe the target could be security forces as well. But this is not the first time we're seeing such an incident in the area.
Well, that's right. In fact, I have more information now trickling in, Vedika, where I can now confirm that 8 people have died in the explosion. This includes 3 officials of the Frontier Corps who have been killed. The exact location is the Frontier Corps headquarters near the Zargun Road in Quetta. The bomb went off on a corner of the Frontier Corps Balochistan security installation, and a rickshaw and a coach bound for Pashin were also caught in the impact. So there are some civilian casualties also. 8 people who have been killed, including 3 Frontier Corps security officials of the Pakistani forces. On your question, Vedika, I can tell you that these attacks have continued not just this month. In fact, for the last many years continuously, many suicide bombings. In fact, one significant factor and very interesting detail is that there are women suicide bombers that have also, targeted the Pakistani forces, be it in Karachi or in Balochistan. So here, a glimpse of the extent of the damage, but also, let's also remember that there was a major attack that took place in the Jafar Express just a few months ago, earlier this year, in which at least 30 people had died, majority of them Pakistani forces. And while, there has been a very negative, kind of a attempt by the Pakistani forces to blame India for this, but the question here is that this is an internal rebellion and there is a crisis unfolding for last many years where the Baloch civilians and activists and civilian organizations have been claiming that they are under forced occupation, they are fighting for their freedom, and they will continue this through peaceful means as well as through, rebel attacks. So there are two parallel movements that are underway in Balochistan. One is a, rebellion movement that uses violence for its goals. There is another peaceful that is fighting for enforced disappeared people and for their rights, led by the Maharang Baloch, who has been arrested and incarcerated for last many months.
All right.
So as of now, a fresh major attack taking place in Balochistan, 8 killed and more than 15 injured in this attack.
Aditya Raj call there, bringing us up to speed with the latest. Those are very impactful visuals that you can see on your screens of the explosion that has taken place in Pakistan's Quetta region.